Because if you remember, things that we didn't like in high school is the one that was super oppressive, right?
Mhm.
Didn't allow us to be creative. Like, say, for example, history. You memorize the dates, but you cannot get creative with history, right? Or
Mhm.
mathematical formulas. You cannot get creative with that because they're structured in a way that's written in the wall, sort of a deal, right? But go to English class, you can have some fun with it. You can joke around with it a little bit. You can make creative ways of speaking English, right?
Mhm.
So I think why shouldn't that be about AI, right? AI is not written on the wall. AI is such a broad spectrum. It's kind of like you can do so many things with AI. You can mix it
Mhm.
up a little bit. You can do all that. But I'm definitely like on board with that piece. That we definitely have to make it a something fun and enjoyable to do
Yeah.
for the non-techies.
Yeah, I mean, we can have like it just like hands on keyboard say, today we're gonna take a resume and what can AI do with my resume? I know that there's different ways they can filter or it can refocus your resume. Let's show people how to do that kind of stuff. But just real quick, hey, check this out, guys. And it not take more than where it doesn't take more than 3 to 5 minutes. If
Yeah,
it's more than that, then it's too much. Say, hey, look, all right, guys. So today we're gonna add this to the segment.
right.
And so in the middle of the segment, beginning of the segment, somewhere in the segment, we'd say, all right, break. All right, guys, check this out.
Yeah, yeah, and I
Mhm.
want to. The part that you just mentioned, I actually want to see that in every course that's out there, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things that the non-techies will point out over and over, which I'm very much in line with, is that you're not learning AI so that AI can do your job. You're learning AI so you can work with an AI,
Hmm.
right? It's sort of like, having an intern come into your life, or it's sort of like having an assistant come into your life. Say, previously you wouldn't have an assistant, but now you do. So whatever it is that you do on a daily basis, how can you teach an AI that, right? So if you have a course that you're teaching, if you're a
Hmm.
course that you are attending,
Yeah.
how do you incorporate AI in the mix to say, this is how we make learning fun. This is how we make learning easier to comprehend. So if, let's say, for example, we're not talking about anything technical. We're teaching a cooking class, right?
Hmm.
If you give somebody a cooking class, look, I will give you some example that I really love using all the time. Is that when you use microwave, you don't have to learn how to engineer a microwave and put it all together and use it, right?
Hmm.
All you have to know is press that button and then make it work. Well, everybody can do that. But in order to make it fun, how about we use AI to figure out, give me some instructions on how to become a chef in a microwave, right? I'm a
Hmm.
chef that's using microwave to create this delicious food that I didn't even use a stovetop for, right? Not air fryer. I'm literally using microwave to cook
Hmm.
this.
Yeah, that'd be
It's
funny.
amazing or what? Like, is this crazy or what? Like, can AI do that? So you can integrate AI into everything that you're trying to learn, just like you would integrate AI into everything you do in your life.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that I mean, that sounds fun. And even like going to extremes just to see what the limits are.
Yeah,
Sometimes just to push it, just to see, hey, all right. So what happens when you ask somebody a stupid question?
yeah,
Well, they look at you and they say, "Well, that's a stupid question." But when you ask AI doesn't know to say that, so it tries to respond. Let's see what the responses could be.
well,
Just
so
break it up.
the
Yeah.
the whole Pondy AI, like I said, you deliver a Lego piece to somebody and have them break it apart, right?
Hmm.
So pushing that limit is ultimately what we start with the non-techies, right?
Yeah.
We give them an AI that works, and then say, get to a point where you're using that AI so much that you can, start having it hallucinate, start having it, interact with you in a way that it's not what you asked for, but it's kind of losing its patience with you, in order to give you the right information that you're
Yeah.
asking for, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally giving them the like whole set and say, break it apart, right?
Hmm.
Because if you know how to break it, you probably will have to learn how to put it together. right? How do
Yeah.
you bring it back to the track, right? How do you make it personalized to you? So every time we're talking about cooking in a microwave, it knows how to become a chef with a microwave, right?
Hmm.
So it has the speciality that you need, right? So that way, as you're a cooking person, learn how to cook, now you have a chef as an assistant,
Hmm.
right? So you see, I'm going with this. So I think
Hmm.
that breaking part is very important.